Alright guys, Hatchcramming again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. Shotzzy's back at it again with some brand new nerd spots going into the upcoming Black Ops 6 CDL season that's coming soon. Some of these are pretty insane indeed. There must be so many more potentially in the game that could yet be discovered, but some people are already saying, is it time to save some of these spots if they are discovered all the way down the line? We know that in previous generations of Call of Duty titles, there have been some crazy spots that have been known about for months and saved for the World Championship. The season hasn't even begun yet. Probably that's not going to be their case here, but there's certainly plenty of things that we've got to look into here for Shotzzy today. So very much into your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I greatly appreciate it. Nice little 1v4 here from Cellium, of course, that happened yesterday. And, you know, the fact that it gets kind of montage, I thought it was kind of nice here, to be fair, against some of those Miami guys, of course, on the protocol map that's new to the title. Shotzzy's been doing it all lately. So, yeah, 3 a.m. run he went on. So he did a run at 3 a.m. and then he obviously ran for quite some time and finished at 5 in the morning. So, you know, Shotzzy's killing it as ever on and off the server, working on his movement outside of the game, I guess you could say. A couple of rosters to look at as well. This I thought was pretty cool. So the new SGP team, it's going to be Exceed, DiamondCon, Fame, HyDra. So that's the team we saw the other day. Exceed, of course, pretty much all of these guys have been in the CDL not that long ago. Exceed's got a couple of opportunities. DiamondCon was there the most recent season and back in Cold War when he was on the subliners. This year, of course, the end of the year on the Los Angeles Grillers. So did Fame because he was on that team during the regular season, although he actually ended the year on Vegas, right? Because he joins them briefly to replace Johnny for the World Cup in Riyadh. And then HyDra was on that London team, I think, in Modern Warfare 2. But Vios, I think that's the interesting piece maybe of this is, Vios, of course, was coaching the Los Angeles Grillers roster last season, did a great job. And it's just tricky for a guy like that, right? Because, well, I'm not really sure what else he could have done. Guerrillas last season did not have the most budget at all. I mean, they were literally pulling out of COD. It's not yet been confirmed as a recording that that's going to happen, but we know that their spot is going to Gentle Mates to our current understanding. They may move it somewhere else. I don't really know. But Guerrillas were long gone. They were never planning to commit. They didn't have the resources or the interest in doing so. They literally didn't even go to the World Cup as a result of it. And they put together an absolute fire video here announcing this new roster. But Vios and his team as well, working on that roster, it's like, well, you know, they put together a team of players that weren't meant to be especially good. I mean, you guys remember when Enable was roasting them, saying, I don't know what these guys are doing, because they could have signed a Seam and Gunless and those guys. But Vios decided, no, I'm going to put together a team of guys that get along with each other. Of course, then he eventually did the Estriel and Flames thing when Flames came in off the bench. And, like, you know, their team did better than expectations, making the World Championship top 3 and Major 4 was memorable. So a guy like Vios, I think, has proved to a great extent as to exactly why he is, you know, a valuable asset for the team or for any team in the CDL. But that's, you know, not what we are currently seeing, right? And he's going to be back in challenges again. So it's difficult, isn't it? Because it's like, what more could he have done? But not enough, it seems, to get a coaching spot in the CDL. But looking forward to seeing this roster play in challenges. There's also this one, aBeZy, Super, Vortex, and Cobra. So Cobra, we thought that he might go to Rocket this year. That was rumored for some time. Super, I thought, would possibly get picked up by Miami. Makes a lot of sense. But aBeZy, of course, is gone as well. So yeah, a couple of guys, Super and Cobra, I definitely thought after last Challengers year they might be in the conversation. They were in the conversation, but you know, I thought they might be debuting in the CDL. But as it stands, the only rookies we have in the league are the 4 boys on Falcons, because Rencor, the only other rookie, right now isn't even starting for Heretics. So it ain't looking good for the rookie class. I did want to share something from aBeZy here in a second, because he was certainly talking about the GAs and the way the balancing in the game is currently operating. But couple of interesting tweets here from Donny Temp, who says TJHaLy a goat. He actually goes on to say this, I thought was kind of funny. Shotzzy's my favourite player in the league, that boy different. So you know, pretty cool. I think on this game especially, that's what we're going to see. Like, we know that Shotzzy last year, there was HyDra, there was Scrappy, there was Simp, there was Shotzzy. Those are pretty much the 4 best players from the 4 best teams. This year, Shotzzy might just be different. From what I've seen so far, this guy looks outrageous, and his POV is going to be insane to watch. There are going to be some World Stars this year. There are going to be some 1v4s this year. Like, it's going to be a good year when it finally happens, because, you know, ideally, I'd see the CDL starting in like a week, but that ain't how it's going to be, unfortunately. So yeah, Temp says, my favourite player in the lobby here. But let's talk about some of the spots that he's been up to. Now, we saw this briefly yesterday. He was actually showing this to Dashy, but Drazah was watching along as well, and Drazah was also taking notes. And this is the thing, right? You reveal these spots in the game, people start to find others. You guys remember when the New York subliners, they had those nade spots, or those wallbang spots, sorry, on, it was Invasion, right? The most recent season, the bomb wallbang spots, they brought them out, and they used them very effectively, and the nade spots as well, to be fair, subliners that they had prepared. So, you know, it's pretty cool, I find, when you get players and teams that take it super seriously, they find new ideas, and they use them to their advantage. But, you know, this is an interesting one, because it shows that there's potentially way more stuff like this. I mean, if you can wallbang the floor this easily, which you can, there's plenty of other spots on this map as well. So Shotzzy, of course, showed it to Dashy, but of course, because his stream saw, Drazah saw as well, and now everyone's potentially going to be using this or similar ones to counter the bomb spots, unless TJHaLy patch it, which they should, but it might take a bit of time. That's why sometimes the logic is, well, you wait, you don't tell anyone, and then you leave it for a tournament, and then by the time you've used it, then of course the developers have no time to actually patch it out of the game. But this was another one. So we saw this yesterday on the vents, but I thought this is an interesting development when, well, honestly, when I saw this clip from lunchtime, I thought it was the same thing, but it's actually not quite. So if you plant the bomb precisely in this corner of the bomb site, now you guys know that you can drop a nade through the vents here from the top of Protocol to the bottom, but if you plant it on this side, you go out the door this way, up of course the ladder to the top, or you get a teammate to do this or something, then you can actually not just throw a nade through the vent, but you can actually see it through the vent, which, like, you know, we talked about Hijacked yesterday, how it was possible to throw a nade or a tomahawk or whatever through the vents and get the action, and I think that's probably okay, because if you throw a nade through here, the guy can have flak jacket on, whatever. The fact that if you plant the bomb in this spot, you can actually see the guy, I mean, Protocol might just be busted, right? I mean, how are you meant to defuse this bomb? All you got to do is plant it and maintain top mid control, and it's pretty much round done. Now, you can probably stretch it. We know that a bomb stretch is a thing, so that might be necessary to counter something like this. But yeah, definitely, these are one of those spots that's starting to come through now, and there's a couple of others that have gone around as well. Namely, this I saw yesterday as well, that Shotzzy got atted in. So here we are on Rewind, a map that currently is being played in competitive. And, well, there's an interesting spot here on... Now, this is, to be honest, a glitch in the game on some level, at least the way that the map is designed and the character models are designed, which I think is a bit of a concern. So he sees his opponent here underneath here, and, well, he can't see his opponent at all, but yet he dies. So it's like he got snaked, or it's like he got stair glitch. This is more like a stair glitch, right? Because you see the bullet is like coming from here, and he's dying, and he's like, what's going on? I can't even see the guy. It turns out his opponent here was laid down in the bed of the truck on his back. So this is like one of the omni movement problems that the game seems to have, is that the character models are not necessarily aligned on the first and the third person. So if you lay down in the bed of this truck on your back, which of course you can do because of the omni movement, you can see over it, but the other guy can't see. I mean, look at this. It's super clear shot for the guy laying down here, but from the other guy's point of view, he can see absolutely nothing. I mean, look at this. He can't see anything, and then on this guy's point of view, you can see everything. So, yeah, pretty mental, isn't it? I'm not going to lie. And this does... Well, it's interesting, because if it's possible to do here, then it's probably possible to do elsewhere. But a gentleman's agreement drama continuing to happen as well. I'll just share a clip here from aBeZy, because obviously the pros aren't so happy about the fact that, well, the assault rifle is pretty good, but, you know, maybe it's not quite good enough for some of the AR players, but certainly for the SMG players, they're obviously not so happy about it, right? So the SMGs are arguing, look, the ARs are so strong right now that even the weakest of the ARs is better than the best SMG. And to be fair, up close the ARs are good, at long range the ARs are good. I totally get it. I think the Jackal's really nice, personally, from an SMG perspective. So, but I get aBeZy's POV from an SMG side that, yeah, they need to do something about these ARs. Arguably, Treyarch should, you know, nerf them or do some sort of change to make that more viable.
Dude, the Jackal's the best sub we got, and it still doesn't stand a chance against the worst AR. It doesn't stand a chance against the worst AR, which is crazy.
Fucking mind blown.
That's actually kind of crazy.
Grenade, Joe?
Yeah, he did.
I didn't. He doesn't want it. I'll get it.
I did not scrim today.
Yeah, no, he doesn't want it. I'll get it.
Dude, I'm so sad. I loved this game during the beta. I had such high hopes. I'm like,
You feel that when we teamed, you and Seth had some weird like beef over who I liked more?
Yeah, we always talked about that, bro. That's 100%. We've talked about this many times, and if you're just trying to get like reoccurring dope from it, like a revolving door, I'll just tell you point blank period again. But yes, we were always vying for attention, bro. You were the alpha.
What about Kremp attention?
Nah, bro, he could have kept some of that, to be honest with you. You sit in the living room with him in a quiet setting, he's gonna bring up anything that he can to talk. I mean, this guy fucking Ernie, he just keeps flirting with me in chat. He won't come play with me. He refused to play the game with me, so I don't...
Who?
Fucking Thomas, the choo-choo fucking train, neck boy, big neck, sky tower neck, that neck man, Scrappy. He's my replacement for you, brother. You know what's fucked up, bro?
What?
He might shoot straighter than you, brother.
That was fucked up, yeah.
I don't know why I said that, bro. I don't even really mean it. I was just trying to get a rise out of you. It's kind of flirting, you know?
It just hurt my feelings.
No, it didn't. Come on, bro. You know that I don't mean that. You know I don't mean that. But he does shoot very straight. It's close second. It's close second.
We're on your roster now, though. You have to.
Nah, bro. Friendship definitely vetoes team ownership and my responsibility to the players.
Just one final thing here to close out the video. I thought this is kind of interesting. So we're looking at the Major 1 of Black Ops 6 season in Barcelona to be potentially the 6th of February, which, well, is not exactly ideal, right? And these are the first dates of the first ever majors on the various seasons. So in Black Ops 2, you guys might remember, I think that might have been UMG Chicago, might have been another one, I don't know. It was around that time anyway, all the way back in 2012. Of course, the game came out in 2012. So as you guys can tell, most years the first event was very shortly after release. I mean, in Black Ops 2 it was end of December, in Ghost it was November, not long after the game came out at all. Advanced Warfare the same. Black Ops 3 was the same as well. I mean, it was only a couple of weeks after there was at least something going on. Now you know, these weren't at the time, I mean, was that like the UMG South Carolina event or whatever, or maybe the Totino's invitation? I kind of forget what was the first event in Black Ops 3, but there was a couple of strange events that happened. They weren't really, you know, majors that the CDL would run today. But to be fair, from Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, certainly World War II and beyond, that was when the CWL was around. And even then, Infinite Warfare, the first event was December. World War II, the first event was December. Black Ops 4, the first event was December. It was only when the CDL came around that we started to do it later. And it's kind of outrageous, isn't it, to look back at this and think, wow, you know, for every single year for the first 7 years of real competitive COD when it was probably played, you know, we had an event within a month of release, pretty much. Whereas from MW19 onwards, it was middle of January, then it was March, then it was March again, then it was back in December. So congratulations, they did it for Modern Warfare 2, for Raleigh, and since then, it's now, you know, we're back to normality. So yeah, very unfortunate, but very much interested to your thoughts on all of this stuff in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.
Apparently, if you hold your breath for a long period of time, it stops your boner. Really? I heard that if you flex your your muscle for like 30 seconds, then it goes on. Yeah, no, that's what I do. What is your name? Mare Cake? That's what I do. If the man has hands like a woman, I'm busting my shit. Bro, what?